Action.
I was pulling into the apartment complex, and the wonderful woman at the gate, man, she said, we got into a political conversation, and she said Donald Trump is the KKK, and he's going to bring all of his KKK partners to make sure that we go back into bondage. And all of a sudden, I smiled at her because I love her. I love black women. I think that y'all are so amazing and phenomenal. That's the disclosure. How in the world is Donald Trump a KKK member? This man he wanted to give the black community $500 billion and called it the Platinum Plan, and you said he was pandering. Joe Biden said that you have to get this jab, and if you don't, you can't go to work. Let's talk about it.
You want to know an interesting fact?
What's up?
That Donald Trump is the only president that we've ever had in the United States that has no descendants who were owners of slaves.
That is fascinating. We like to think that we're electing these people. All you got to do is look at what we did in Iraq, Afghanistan. We create a war, and after we create the war, we take candidate A, candidate B, and say vote for one, and they all work for me. That's America. When we go to the voting booths, they give us candidate A, candidate B, and they all work for me. Welcome to America.
There was also a project done that showed how all the presidents are related. So I don't know if Trump's even in that. I don't know if he's in that group, but like all the presidents have genetically been related.
He is a disruptor, and when you disrupt industries, they come after you. They're trying to come after this guy in a political way, and it's like, can't you see what this is? They're about to create a banana republic where the deep state is simply people who are not elected officials in America, but they control America, and they use their money to make sure they have representation. It's called lobbyists.
And this is why I say Trump is woke. That's the real attack on the real woke.
That's a real hot take to say Trump is woke.
Trump is woke because the real attack is on the true woke folk.
That man said, I'm going to drain the swamps.
Listen, Trump came and told you to your face, this is all bullshit. This is all a charade. This is all an act. I'm going to show you. I'm going to get in here and I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And he hasn't really strayed away from that. And I do feel like they know what this dude's doing on his taxes. You don't think they know what he's doing on his taxes?
Hillary Clinton is doing the exact same thing. Every millionaire, every congressperson, they make $175,000 a year. That's before you get to lobbying, okay? Like, they're trying to protect their money to their best interest. They got 2-3 properties. They got a summer home. They got a winter home. They got a beach house. We have to understand these people are making money while you're sitting there voting for them. You're putting all these liberals in office. They're not putting no money into your pocket.
Even the concept of lobbying, lobbyists, that's money. These are people that influence legislation through finance.
Who's lobbying on our behalf?
Exactly.
Man, so there's a woman named Ann Coulter. She is a very big Trump supporter. And y'all hate conservatives, but Ann Coulter, in her rants, she said, America doesn't owe anything to the little Cuban boy that came over here to come and get the success in America. She said the only debt that America owes is to the black American because we were actually physically enslaved. But you know what black people do? We'll sit there and say that everybody who's disadvantaged or marginalized, they're just like me. Welcome to the nigger club. And then you can have everything that I deserve. I watched entire communities get built off of my plight.
I think it's wild how they're indicting Trump. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think that's fascinating how they're trying to figure out every way possible to just get him out of the way so they don't have to worry about
political warfare.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's wild.
They're about to create a civil war because half of America understand that this is nonsense. And the other half of America actually believes in propaganda because the man said, grab him by the pussy. Huh?
Now listen, I'm gonna say this. I'm not with ramping up races and putting batteries in their back to do silly shit. But at the end of the day, as we saw in Montgomery, Alabama,
That's fascinating.
White people, they know their limits. They might try, but as you can see, black people came together as the Black Avengers and whooped them white folks' ass who tried to beat up that security guard.
Y'all better stop playing like you don't understand history. Jack Johnson was literally a black heavyweight champion of the world in the early 1900s. Yeah. This man whooped white ass and he drove fast cars and boned white women and they couldn't touch him. But when you celebrated him whooping white ass, they lynched you. Okay? When average black folks don't understand that they have to come together to be powerful, you talking about, you know what I'm saying, you might make that fist to be powerful in America. There is no unity and solidarity when it comes to average working class, poor black folks. But you celebrate when you see a handful of niggas go whoop some white ass. Now you got your chest out.
Yeah.
You go try it.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, that's cool.
We 13% of the population, man.
I'm glad that, we can come together for something, but it don't need to stop right there. We need to come together to get this debauchery out of our community. We need to come together to bring some information and real education to our community, understand where our real place is so we can elevate past that.
We celebrating some people whooping some butt, but we will not celebrate ourselves getting some actual political power.
Yeah.
There are white people. Hey, if white people didn't pass the Emancipation Proclamation, guess what? You wouldn't be free, nigga.
I've said this. I said this listen, I said the white man is your daddy. The only way that you gonna get stuff in this country is through his permission. But you do have to come together and make it happen. You have to be intentional with what you want. But if we being honest, we haven't gotten anything passed without the aid of white people.
For any political person, for any person who wants to engage in the conversation about politics, you please tell me what's the difference between Joe Biden and Donald Trump? You sit there and say that Donald Trump is KKK and he's a racist and he's white. What's Joe Biden? The man who said that if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. What is that? Explain yourself to me, black person. Explain to me why in the world do you identify solely with identity politics?
Hey, on paper, he's way more racist than Trump. Now, I know with Trump, they try to go back to the New York situation with the kids that was in the park. Yeah, they try to go to that and say he was, he's racist because of that. But Joe Biden on paper?
We think the same thing.
Yeah.
We think the same thing. You won't come over here and come visit me off of MLK because you think we're going to rob you. Huh? Tell the truth and get some power, right? You are more afraid of black people than white people are afraid of black people. Man, that's our reality. But we won't tell the truth. We'll just sit there and try to pretend like we all love black folks. Wealthy black people hate poor black people more than white people hate black people.
And we're trying to get away from black people like they're trying to get away from black people. But the question is why? Why are you... Listen, they're running away from you and you're running away from you. Why are you running away from you? What is it about yourself that you don't like and that you find so detestable?
You asked for integration because you didn't want to go to your own black schools. You asked for integration because you didn't want to eat your own black restaurants. You did not want to support the black dollar. You thought that white ice was colder.
The greatest American alive. The greatest American alive. The greatest American alive. The greatest American alive. The greatest American alive.